What you are going to see now is 3 tables, all of them on the same subject, and one can say, this is what people say, scientifically is one of the strongest Bible code tables that can be. Why? You will understand yourself why. The same is statistic, it can be more than 1 million. Okay, I did not go into it because I mainly use what Dr. Rothenberg says, that minimal base meeting more important than statistics. So let us see now what you have, these 3 tables, to what they refers. So those tables refer, by the way, this is a picture of the Yom Kippur right against the right against the leftists, disturb the prayer of Yom Kippur. This is by itself a point to speak about. But what I are going to show you, table, by the way, you must know that the court, the Supreme Court in Israel, allowed it means they were against the Jewish law, which for many years, thousands of years, prayed like the Muslim, women by themselves and men by themselves. But the Muslim, they don't do anything. Yes, they pray in Jaffa, men by themselves and women. But here, the Supreme Court said you are not allowed to make separations at Tel Aviv. Frightening situation of this court, the leftists and Erev Rav, mixed multitude. So all of this comes clearly through in the tables that you are going to see now. So we see here the head of the Supreme Court. His name is Aaron Barak. Aaron Barak comes here. Now, if you remember, it is known to be leftist. In Hebrew, that's Smolani. And those leaders before the time of Messiah are called Erev Rav, mixed multitude, which are against the Torah. And this is the Bagas, the Supreme Court. And this is the angel of Samael, who is really the heavenly minister of the leftists. It means of people against the Torah. And this is what our rabbis tell us. The meaning of this angel is Samakel, blinding God. It means powers who don't want God to be involved in the world, to blind him. They want to do, democracy, democrat, permission, everything allowed, no Shabbos, nothing. So those are the leftists. So what you see in this table is clear story, what is exactly going on in Israel in these days. Aaron Barak, head of the Supreme Court, the leftists, right? And under the influence of the Samael and mixed multitude and the Bagas. Now, what you see in this table is in one chapter in the book of Exodus. You see, Bet is Exodus, as you can see it, and Yud Bet is the chapter 22, one letter maybe in the beginning of that. So, think to yourself what can be the chances that all those names that you see here, Aaron Barak, Leftist, Erev Rav, Samael, and the Supreme Court appearing in few verses, in one book. No doubt this is supposed to be very significant. Let us see afterwards exactly what you see more here. Now there is another table which also appears mainly in one book, 22. Also few verses. And mainly this part are significant because the mixed multitude is minimal in the Torah, with Supreme Court and left and Aaron. But the main part is that the Supreme Court, mixed multitude, Erev Rav, everything which is in the Cabala. Cabala says that before Messiah, the leaders in Israel will be mixed multitude against the Torah, like we have today, Lapid and Lieberman and Barak. This is the news we have to tell you. But it's amazing that you see this. There is another table. This table is Genesis, also in one chapter. Chapter 1, unbelievable. This is Genesis Aleph. And also, Mem Aleph, Mem Aleph, Mem Aleph. Maybe one letter in the other one, but many no. What you have here, also, Mixed Multitude, the Supreme Court, Samael, this evil angel, and Aaron Barak. Okay. So 3 tables clearly showing you what is going in Israel today. These days, they want to, the leftists cannot accept the fact that they are not the rulers, yeah? So they tried everything to throw Netanyahu, everything really to get rid of him. It's frightening, such a terrible fight against Netanyahu. No, the rebel, Lubavitch rebel, says that he will remain up till Messiah, so look like he will, because it's frightening, because these, leftists are doing everything. So, what you saw, 3 tables. In Genesis, Aaron Barak. In Exodus, Aaron Barak, yeah? Yeah, to remind you. By the way, Aaron Barak in Exodus, minimal, it means from all the appearance of Aaron Barak, this is the minimal Aaron Barak. Then, the same thing in Genesis. Aaron Barak with twice, yeah? Minimal also, this itself. Now, what? So I wrote really exactly what you have in the table. So in the table in Exodus you have the names Aaron Barak, Bagat, Supreme Court, Leftists Erev Rav, Leftists and Samael. Okay, now, Aaron Barak, minimal in Exodus. In Exodus, Aaron Barak, minimal is very important. Then, Erev Rav Mixed Multitude, minimal in the Old Torah. You could see letter after the letter. The leftists are Smolani, minimal in Exodus. Okay, look. You don't have to think much to see that it's far away from being coincident. Now we have another condition, best meeting. Best meeting of Aaron Barak, the leftist. Best meeting. Aaron Barak, Erev Rav, best meeting. Bagatz, Erev Rav, Supreme Court, Erev Rav also. Yeah? No. Exactly what we need for a real Bible code. So this is what we had in Exodus. Now what we have in Genesis, I think that I brought it. Yeah, table there. Aaron Barak, minimal in Genesis. Yeah. In Exodus and the best meeting in Genesis, Aaron Barak, Erev Rav. Best meeting, Aaron Samael. Yeah, good friend with the Satan. Aaron Barak, Erev Rav, best meeting. There is another one? No, there are 3. This is in Exodus. This is in Genesis. And this is, I think, also in Exodus, but differently. Here we have Erev Rav minimal in skip. Here is minimal Erev Rav mixed multitude letter after letter. Yeah. So I think that to have doubt that, to think that you can make it in War and Peace or Moby Dick, I don't, you know what it means that you see it in one chapter, in few verses. Yeah? Unbelievable, yeah, few 22, few verses. So I think it's the strongest proof. This is by the way, it is unbelievable. In a Jewish state, up till this year, was prayers, no problem, but fight, break out over gender, segregated Yom Kippur. To the Muslims, therefore, they're allowed to daven men by themselves, because look, in praying, your mind should be in one place. When there are women, you can see that some people are looking at the women instead of the Siddur. Definitely, one cannot concentrate properly in such a situation. Very nice. It's not insulting the women and something. But you see, the Muslim all the time pray separately. Yeah? The Arabs in Jaffa also. And then Tel Aviv, mayor, not say anything, but he hates so much the religious, and he said that, and even the Supreme Court, allows to Muslims to pray separately, but to the Jewish people not. It's frightening. In the past, when Israel was under the Turks and under the British, they did not allow, no? But the Jews will not allow Jews to pray on Yom Kippur, which is the highest. All people come, even secular coming, and came these leftists today. Can be that in Israel there are very lot of non-Jewish people, Russian, 100,000. So very likely that these people are Russian, not Jewish, because it's difficult that a Jewish person will do such a thing, on Yom Kippur. So, but now they regret it, they realize it was a great mistake, But it's frightening. The conflict broke out after some of those praying tried to set up partition. The square to create always they did it, and the people we want to be out the place under the partition. They could, it was that in the middle they put one, and some people wanted, some not. By the way, a survey they did done, they found out that almost 50% of Jews, not religious and Jews, say that it is the right thing to make partition. Yeah, but those leftists hate so much their religion, they believe in God. So the conflict broke out after some of those praying tried to up partition, swear to the great gender. It's frightening, really frightening to see that. Okay, but I think that this is a table. Some people say that if somebody sees this table, looks at it properly, try to check it, if it's a program, you cannot have doubt that the Torah codes are true. It's very true, because this is one of the ways that Torah is taught. And 800 years ago, Rabbeinu Bachya, if one of the Rabbeinu Bachya on the first Parsha, Genesis, you can see that he brings their code, 42 letters, the exact date of the first birth of the moon. Almost like Nanasa, I think there are even a few seconds or even a split seconds. So very, very interesting, very, very important and significant tables that one should realize that Torah course is not a joke, not a game.